Clayton Bradshaw told me he's about to start a major in MIS and international business and wanted to know what advice I would have for him to have a successful career. You'll have to excuse this crazy unflattering view, but I just wanted to show you how beautiful the sky is in LA after the storms we've had the last couple of days. And you'll also have to excuse the couple of days of not shaving. It's the weekend, and so I'm true to form, willing to go on Snapchat unflattering. Trust me, during the week I shave, I have button-down shirts, and I am quasi-professional as one can get. So I speak on college campuses all the time. I have the same advice whether you didn't go to college, whether you're in college, or whether you're 5 to 8 years out of college. Number one, get sales experience. Sales experience will help you no matter what you do in your career. There's two types of sales experience you can get early in your career. One is telesales, learning to work the phones, and the second is called field sales, which means you're out and about, you're a rep. The reason sales experience matters is that everything you do in your career is going to involve persuasion, it's going to involve serving customers and clients. One of the masters of sales relationship skills said, "People don't care how much you know until they know how much you care." I say this because I think so many people associate sales with being a bad thing, but actually people want to buy products and services, and you just need to serve them authentically. After all, what is my business but a sales process? You want to convince investors to give you money, and you want to be a good steward of that money and return money. And they have to trust you. They have to trust you to make the right decisions on behalf of the money they've entrusted you to manage. The second sale of a VC is to convince entrepreneurs that they should take your money. All VC money is green, so you got to be persuaded that taking money from me is going to be more valuable to you. Sales involves persuasion. It involves being able to convince people to join your company, being able to convince press to write about your company. Sales involves convincing business development professionals to do business with your company. And all of this comes down to your character and your ability to serve people well. But make no bones about it, sales is a skill that has to be acquired. You need to learn the process. You need to learn budgets. You need to learn how to get decisions made. And the reason I tell people to learn this early in their careers is as you progress in your career, if you're not in a sales career, it's harder to experiment and learn how to do sales. So even if your direct job doesn't involve selling, find ways to turn your position into an external one in which you gain some degree of sales skills. Number two, learn how to program. I know this will sound cliche. I'm going to explain why it's important. Most of you won't be career programmers, but that's okay because learning to be a programmer gives you a huge respect for the craft. I started my career as a programmer. I did programming, I did system design, database design for about 6 years before I did anything else. That's what gave me the knowledge and experience to lead products. It's what gave me the knowledge and experience to know what to build when I became a startup CEO. I understand the mindset. I understand the mentality of development teams. I understand what the trade involves. If you're logic-oriented, you can be a back-end programmer. If you're very visual-oriented, you can learn design. There's a lot of things people can do in the programming process. Even if you're later in your career, I highly recommend it. It'll give you a new appreciation for building products and technology. Very little we do in business these days doesn't get impacted by technology. The better you understand the putty and the clay, the better you can make business decisions. To be great means you are committed all around the clock to programming, which is why I can never be great at it again, even though I take programming courses. I do so many other things. I have to do spreadsheets, I have to write blogs, I have to lead people and do employment reviews, and it just means I can't be the world's best programmer. But don't take the easy way out and avoid it. It really is an easy thing to do in nights and weekends. You can do it over a 2 or 3 year period of time, learn a few different languages. Just don't set the bar for yourself that you need to be the best at it or produce amazing stuff because you probably won't. But I promise you it'll help you in business. Number 3, learn to write and learn critical reasoning. I spoke about this on a recent Snapstorm. If you missed my Snapstorm on the pyramid principle, I'm going to make it public in the next 2 weeks. Most of your jobs will involve some level of persuasion. Being able to take abstract ideas and break it into chunks is a really important career skill. If you want approval for projects, if you want budgets, if you want customers, your ability to write in email, in memos, or publicly matters. And if you subscribe to the Malcolm Gladwell argument that 10,000 hours makes anybody an expert, it requires you to actually do the work to be good at writing. Whenever people ask me about blogging, I always tell them the single most important thing is to write and publish. And a lot of people can't do that second thing. My blog, you may know, is called Both Sides of the Table. And when I write stuff, when it's good, I publish. When it's bad, I publish. I stole the old cliche, publish or perish, which means something different, but I kind of like it. Some days I just don't feel as inspired. My stuff isn't as good. You still have to hit publish. If you don't hit publish, what it means is you'll over-edit and overthink about everything you write, and it takes being in the marketplace of ideas every day to get better. The best blog posts I've ever done have been impromptu, and they were unexpected. They weren't hugely planned. Number 4, develop a mentorship mindset. Find people who are in their careers just above you. Go have coffee with them. Don't take too much of their time, but learn from their journey. What I found throughout my career is that people actually want to help. They want to talk. They want to give advice where they have time and capacity. Number 5, build real and tangible skills. They will come in valuable 10 years from now. When my cousin first moved to LA, she really wanted to work in the studio system as an executive assistant and work her way up. She had this ideology for how Hollywood worked, and she wanted to be a part of it, and that was the old career path to get into Hollywood. What I told my cousin was, you're far better off to develop digital media skills that are going to be valuable to you. Learn how to do online marketing, learn how YouTube works, learn about talent development. I encouraged her to get a job with a small unheard of company called Maker Studios that had few people and few revenue. It's been such a pleasure to watch her flourish there, to learn how to do talent management, to do brand integration, to use YouTube tools and figure out how to market stuff. That's what I mean by real and tangible skills. Those are things that'll benefit her all her career rather than being a personal assistant in Hollywood. I talked to my neighbor. He told me he wanted to get into experiential marketing. I asked him what that meant. He said, well, I want to be at events like Red Bull type events where it's fun and sport. I told him the same thing. Get online marketing skills. Learn how to take products and sell them through social channels like Facebook, or learn SEO, learn SEM. It sounded like a boring desk job, I think, to him. And when you're in college, it seems like you want to be at these fun sporting events. But trust me, those tangible skills will pay off in the long run. He now works for an amazing portfolio company of ours called Ring. And he's learning how to take these great security doorbells and figure out how to market them to customers. It's just an entry-level job. He's straight out of college. But trust me, these real, tangible skills pay off as you age.